This is a very basic look with eyelashes, just for a little bit of drama. Yeah. Alright, so I am gonna do a makeup look. It is Saturday, I am fresh out of the shower. My last makeup video was a bit complicated, so I'm going to try and streamline it a little bit on this one. I'm now filming it with the webcam rather than with my phone camera, so there probably is a compromise in video quality, especially on like skin texture and things. So I might do a before and after with my phone actually to show that in better detail, and I will put that in here and then at the end. Even my phone won't focus on me, I'm definitely not human. Okay, so this is just with my phone camera. As you can see, it's not grease, it's primer. I've got out the shower, exfoliated my skin, and popped on some of the Primark primer. Show that to the big camera. She is gonna have to do the influencer thing, isn't she? No. Fine, it's going back on autofocus. And we'll do the... Oh, there we go. So I've done a layer of my Prep and Protect from Primark. So, as you can see, I am a little bit blotchy, a little bit wrinkly, and a little bit eyebrowless. I've even got sleep in my eyes, that's so embarrassing. Okay, let's get rid of the sleep out of my eye. God. It's almost like it's a Saturday and I don't usually care. I'm not focusing on. Oh. I poked myself in the eye and then clicked my jaw. Just gonna tie my hair out of the way while it's drying. Well, not tying, it's a very good habit of saying about something. So I always start with IRL Filter by Revolution, and this is a DU Care brush. I promise. Oh lord, this is gonna be tough, isn't it? Face and moisturised it with my Prep and Protect from Primark, which the camera is not going to pick up, so I'm not going to be doing that today, because now it's just making me blurry and no one wants that. So, I always start with my Revolution IRL Filter Foundation and a DU Care brush, which I think I got from Amazon. Don't use very much of it. One pump is enough. And then it's just about getting a thin layer of that all over the skin. Like I said, this is just a I don't do very light makeup very often, and this is as light as it gets for me, usually. So I always make sure that between, at least until you've got your powders on, and even sometimes after that, always let it sit. Leave it. Let it soak in. So much easier and more manageable when it's not all sliding around your face. I also have this. It's just really good for helping like dry all of the layers in between. 3 settings for how impatient you are. I have my little concealer beauty blender and my larger contour beauty blender, and I'm going to use my IRL Filter Finish concealer from Revolution. Just going to the centre of my nose, and then under each of my brow bone. It's not really on my brow bone, it's on my brow bone. A little bit on the chin. A little bit on the... Honestly, I don't even think you see it, it's just habit that I put a little bit of concealer on my Cupid's bow. And then upside and down. So that's where I've put my concealer. It is still very overexposed in here, isn't it? So I've laid down my concealer along the centre of my nose, under my brow bones, under my eyes, a little bit on the chin, and a little bit on the Cupid's bow. I'm going to take my tiny concealer fan and just pat it, hit your face with it, just work it in. And now it's all patted in, it really doesn't look much different to how it looked before. So now I'm going in with my concealer. It's actually a foundation by Revolution in a very dark colour, but I use it so sparingly with my little square-ended brush. And once you've got the lines in place, just blend those into the nose a bit. See how that sits just on my cheekbone? You can. Ye old forehead. Turn your eyes in my direction. I want to let you see. This is one of the sillier parts of the makeup. Because I still insist that you sit and you let this sit for 30 seconds to a minute. So this is the part of the makeup you also don't want anyone walking in on. It is quite horrifying. Okay, focus on me. Okay, we are back. We have let our contour sit a little bit and now we're gonna blend it in. I am more inclined to drag contour than I am with concealer, but it isn't like a hard drag like that, because that would just take everything off. It is just sort of a like that, just a little bit of pressure. It's still quite noticeable, and that's fine. It won't be, I promise. A lot of these steps are very trust the process. Now you want to avoid what I always end up doing, because I don't know if you can see, but no? Well, you can see my forehead wrinkle, and that means that I've been doing this. And when I do that, it means that all of the foundation is now sitting in those wrinkles. So if you have wrinkles, I'm just starting to get them. I'm now turning 31 this year. I am now starting to get wrinkles, so I'm taking certain different steps to avoid certain things. So once I've blended in the contour, I'm just going to lightly pat my foundation back into my forehead. Get rid of these bits. Now I blend the forehead contour into the hairline because it is naturally darker than any of my like parting bits. I have very light skin normally, so I don't want it to be too orangey. Please focus on me, for goodness sakes. We are blended. And I know some people use like a liquid blush as well at this point, but I haven't found one that I got on with yet, so we're going to start with setting powders. I need to go over my foundation again. It is getting very stuck in some wrinkles. And what I tend to do is I am not going in very hard at all. It's just like this, just buffing my foundation brush in the opposite way to where my wrinkles are. Just like that, and then I'm going to try and keep my face as neutral as possible to prevent that from happening again. Collection matte finish powder. I'm running out. Cute tiny little powder brush. And again, ham is fine, but you want to dab. Dab like this until you get like a whole layer. Just ever so gently. Please focus on me, camera. But yeah, this powder's only like, I think £3, £4. So I don't mind going so ham with it. Once you've got like a thin layer patted in like this, it is okay to like dust it, but again, you really just want to be so light with it. We are just setting what's there and not trying to move anything. There we go, so we're a little bit more set now. Just all on the one colour. I used to use a translucent powder, but this one is actually Ivory 18, so it does give you like one colour all over. Powder contour. So in the winter and when it's colder, I will do both what I call the wets and the dries. So I'll use both liquid contour and powder contour. When it's summer, I might just put powder and powder contour and stuff on so it feels a lot lighter and my skin doesn't get all like sweaty. Because it is breathable, but it just means that you're like beaded. Beaded is not the one. So I tried to explain this in my last video. I've literally got the most basic giant. It is way too big to do any sort of detail work with. But what I do is I take it and I fan the outer ones like that. And then only use these ones very lightly to get the colour on. And we're just going over where we drew those lines earlier. Ever so slightly touching. You don't want to drag anything around too much because we are still in the setting phase. Just to remind everyone that we did put a gradient down and we want to see it. Okay. Some people use bronzer, and I have been, but recently it's been making me look quite orange, so I'm not going to use it today. We're just going to go in with our MUA blushed blusher and your standard, very typical blusher brush. And the point I use the blusher for is just to blend in any harshness between the contour and the highlight, which I'll do next. And then I dust the end of my nose with it, just so there's not like a white dot. I do look quite sunburnt at the moment. She's an e-girl. If that does happen, and I do sometimes go quite heavy, go back to your powder brush. And because we're not using a translucent powder, that will just soften everything out a little bit. Powder, another recent addition, is Revolution highlighter. This is in Peach Lights. The problem I have with highlighters is that a lot of them are like yellowy green, and why would anyone want a yellowy green? I've got a pink undertone skin, can you tell? So I tend to go for either silver or pink highlighters. this. Some people have brushes. It does look very gorgeous and delicate with brushes, but we have fingers. So, cover your finger. Highlighter is another thing I do not spare on. And we're just going to do one. Shiny dot on the end of the nose. And a little bit on the bridge. And under the brow. Again, mirroring where we put that concealer earlier on the wet. But yeah, as you can see, as I move my face around, the light on this eyebrow even, the light is catching where I'm putting this highlighter. Use highlighter on the top of lip, on the Cupid's bow. I used to have a friend that said, "So the boys will want to kiss you." And then just a touch, because again I have wrinkles under here, and it's another one of those things that can set into wrinkles. So ever so slightly, just under here. And now we get to the task of eyebrows, and this is like, I get most people don't need to compensate for as much eyebrow on the daily as I do. Revolution brow pomade. I should be sponsored by them at this point. My whole makeup kit is just mainly Revolution. I am also running out of the brow pomade though, so Revolution, hit me up. And unbranded, but it's got a eyebrow brush on one end, and one of those. They used to be mascara brushes, but they're great for brushing out your brows. The tiny amount of brow that I have. Okay. Gonna try and go not too dramatic with the brows today, because this is supposed to be a basic look. But my god, trying to match brows and things is so difficult, so less is more sometimes. In my mirror, these look the same. I'm gonna say it's the weird angle of the webcam that's making them look different. They are exactly the same angle and exactly the same length in my mirror. So we trust the process. And I'm just gonna bring them a little bit closer together. By doing that, I continue the line along the bottom here. Just line on its own, and then without refilling the brush, I just blend it upwards. I find that that creates a more natural centre of brow. Okay. So you can sort of go anywhere from having brows at this point. I have left them straight like this before for more of like a gothic look. I've also angled them straight down like that for definitely more like angry brows maybe. But what I'm going to do today is try and do a curve rather than something that is too angular, she says. Just trying to angle it down a little bit. It down a bit too much on that side now. At this point, it's the matching game, because this one, it looks great, very rounded. It doesn't match that one, does it? So once again, wiping the tail off. Then what I tend to do is trusty powder brush, just set those in a little bit. I've already been filming for 45 minutes already, and I've only just got my eyebrows on. This is going to take so much editing. If you are seeing this video, you are very, very lucky indeed. I will be very surprised if this makes it out. The eyebrows do look good though. I will give them that. So once you've set them with a bit of powder, they will go paler. we're just going to go over and remind them where they are. Alrighty. I class this as a base. Okay, natural makeup look. We've done the base. We are about to go in with, I would say eyeshadow, but it is technically powder contour. Eyeshadow brush, powder contour. I take the bronzer in the middle, which you can see I don't use too often. I literally only use it for this. And I have hooded eyes, so most of this is not going to be seen. Just like that on both sides. And I'm pretty sure, well, we'll do another one underneath the eye. One. And that's all we're going to work with because we are trying to keep it natural. So, now I always tilt my head up, and this is my mirror. I do it like this. I think that is a hooded eyes technique, because if I was to work like this, I can't see anything. And again, if you tilt your head rather than raising your eyebrows, you won't sit with your wrinkles. Just be conscious, just be conscious. And the point of this is just to, again, buff it out and make it a lot more subtle. So the last makeup video was really chaotic also. Yeah, I put the main video out onto the Patreon. I then skipped it down into a time lapse, which I then posted on YouTube. Wasn't so happy with how that turned out. I don't think if you were watching it without knowing how I do my makeup to start with that you would actually learn very much. Plus I was really burnt out from all of the chaos that was surrounding it, so I didn't put as much effort into editing it as I would like. Hoping that I've got a little bit more vibe for editing this one. And I'm thinking of putting this out on Patreon and then putting it onto YouTube a week later. Yeah, so going forward I'm going to be putting this up on Patreon as soon as it's done editing, pretty much. That's going to be the first port of call for where I'm uploading it. And then a week later it's going to go up onto my main channel on YouTube. Editor me, put the card on the screen. And yeah, there's still definitely going to be Patreon exclusive makeup videos, especially more of the themed looks and like the more like theatrical, dramatic, draggy looks. But as you can see, as far as a natural makeup look goes, we are well on our way. We are just a few steps away. I am so covered in hair today. Another subtle step back in with the highlighter, just in the corners. Just like that, very soft, very delicate. Eyeliner. I used to use a lot of the bottle liners. I think I've got one to show. Growing up, liquid eyeliner always used to come in something like this, and this one is dead, needs to go in the bin. It is like a tiny little foam nib, and it is not very, I don't get on very well with these. But that's the sound of it going in the bin. So, again, revolution. But so many places do it. I think Rimmel was the first one that I got. Liquid eyeliner, felt. It's more like a felt tip pen. It's like a felt tip pen. And it makes it so much easier to use. This is one of the only stages which you do struggle to take it off easily without like a makeup wipe. Now that's already a lot more of a wing than a lot of people would use, and while I'm trying to keep it natural, an eyeliner wing, I am here for it. So a line like that, which I then draw the under eye, like that, and then use a finger to smudge it in a bit. Then I go up, and as you can see, the hood has made it stamp down already, so it's pretty much mapping out where I put it. It's so blurry, sorry. But yeah. Just like that. Just that little triangle. Fill it in. Sharpen up that point a little bit. As you can see, I'm using my cheek to rest my hand on. Just so I'm getting a little more control, because especially in the morning, all I've had is caffeine and I'm like, ah. Eyeliner angles are another thing that are impossible to match up, in my opinion. Yeah, I can already see it. I've done this one a lot higher and this one a lot lower. Oh, that is annoying. So, if you do the wrong angle with your eyeliner, like I think I have on that side, if you've got like a little bit of nail, wait for it to dry so it doesn't smudge. Once it's dry, you can just scratch lightly to take off the parts of the angle if you don't want anymore. So it does look very, like you can see that there's a mark there. But once you're finalised with the design, you can go in with, back in with the concealer and just sharpen it. Some people like to have eyeliner flicks that are more straight. I prefer to keep mine up, like I try and point mine towards where I keep the edge of my eyebrow. So that's now facing a lot higher than it was. It should match this one when I'm done. I would say that they're at least sisters on both sides. I think this one is still a lot flatter. And this is how eyeliner flicks become bigger and bigger when you're trying to match them. So I only ever usually take any thickness of my eyeliner from about where my pupil sits when I'm looking straight forward, so the centre of the eye. And that just joins the thickness of the wing to the eye, and then I'm literally just going to press it like a stamp exactly where my lash line is, and try and avoid getting it above, just because of the hooded eyes. It ends up making the whole hood be eyeliner if you get it too thick here. So you just want to stamp it. I'll move. Just like that. Just like that. Very basic. I normally do across here with dots around it, across here, and 2 beauty marks as far as my eyeliner goes. But since we're going basic today, I'm just going to do the 2 beauty marks. So I tend to do one here, like that, and then one just under the eye, a little to the left here. Because why not? Look at it here. This is a brown pencil, brown eyeliner pencil. Keep it nice and sharp. Just going to overline the lips ever so slightly. So start with the Cupid's bow that we highlighted earlier. Just a dot. It's actually right above where my lip ring is. A dot right in the centre of the Cupid's bow. And then there is a certain level of overlining you can get away with without it being too noticeable, I found. I've had quite a few different lip looks over the years. And some of them have been better than others. I'm almost certain I'm in better quality when I zoom it out a bit more, so... I think doing that you can sort of see the overline. Only if I hold my face strange. If your lip curls over a little like mine does, you can get away with overlining a little bit lower on the bottom lip. But you want to make sure that you are making it... How can I explain this? To make it quite rounded at the bottom rather than drawing it along my entire bottom lip line. Grab your lips together to blend it in. Wait for your camera to focus on you. Hello. I'm using NYX Professional. I am uncertain of the shade because I have used this so much. Montreal. NYX in the shade Montreal. This is a matte lipstick. Brings a bit of colour into the lips. And we're nearly there, so say 3 more steps. Just a light spritz all over the face. I am not in focus, but I don't expect to be right this second. Back to the trusty fan. Because at this point you're setting your makeup and you don't want to scrunch your face at all. This is it. But I do believe this setting spray does have a silica in it, so I think that might be what makes it set so well. I have been in rainstorms and I have been bawling my eyes out with tears, and the only thing that shifts is my mascara, and that's because I put my mascara on after the setting spray, because else I get raccoon eyes from my lower lash. Right, mascara. This one is a Deborah Milano from TK Maxx. It was $3.99. This is another time that you need to tilt your head. You don't want to be, especially with hooded deep set eyes like mine are, you don't want to be doing mascara like, I know some girls open them out. Do that, but again we're trying to avoid the forehead wrinkles, so tilt your head back. I'm not trying to do anything big, glamorous or showy with this mascara. I will be putting lashes on with this look. You can leave it like this. I'll do like a pre-finish video without eyelashes, and then with just like that on both sides. And then I look up or to one side when I do this just to gather a few of the bottom lashes. So this is definitely a casual day makeup. If I can't even be bothered to put lashes on, this is how we are. For continuity reasons, I'm going to do another phone video without any filters or blurry, no focus. As you can see, it is so much brighter in here on my phone than it is on the webcam. This is how the makeup is looking at the moment. The lashes are there, they are mascaraed, they are just not so dramatic. The forehead wrinkles are still there, there's very little that are going to make them disappear, but you can't see them from far away, which is good. Trying to see if I can get my pores and stuff in And see, the beauty spots I've done aren't even too perfectly round or anything, they are just there for an impression. I will probably redo that one though, that one is a little bit too... But yeah, this is without eyelashes, and I will do another one with. They are very basic, they aren't too long, they aren't too thick. Right, and I just use the little eyelash glue that tends to come in packs of eyelashes and a set of eyelash tweezers. So with the little spatula that comes in it, I dot my eye using the... Really? I'm trying to work here. As if you focus on the back of my head and not the front. Just do a dot of it in the corner with the flat bit of the spatula. You just want to press it. And the same on the outer edge. Because the center and the end is where it lifts up the most for me, so I like to provide a little bit extra grip. The eyelash glue is white, it is latex based, but it will dry clear, so don't worry. Yeah, you can see the whiteness of the glue and where it sits there. It's actually on my eyelashes as well. Before it dries, if you've got any on your eyelashes, it's better to just take it off like that, so that the fake lashes don't get stuck. One hand tweezers, other hand little spatula, and you just want to paint on the lash line. If you're doing lashes on somebody else, never do this, but this lash glue needs like 15-20 seconds to like get tacky before it dries. And then I close my eye like this. And just place it, like I stick it in the center and let go. Then I use the end of the tweezers like that. Bring the inner lashes in and stick them down. And then take the outer lashes and stick them down. You can use the rounded bit of this just to push it in like that. I'm actually running out of this glue. That's because they only give you 1 gram. Or you've got a gram of eyelash glue. If you don't want to blow it, you can just do this. Just any sort of air touching it to begin the glue drying. Pressing it in. And I can see, but you can't. Here she is. Yeah, I can see that the glue is still white, at least on this one. So we're going back to our trusty fan. And once we're focused again, I'm going to say that this is a done look. Wait, no, I was going to fix that eyeliner. Bit of lick. That nail that we used for our eyeliner. And it's gone. Just like that. One nice, oh, big, but nice. Thank God I'm done with this makeup. The camera is torturing me. But yeah, for the final time, I'm just gonna do... So now I've actually got lashes on. This is the final look. It is so overexposed. Or just like washed out. I'll put the saturation up just a tap on this video. Yeah, as far as a basic daily look goes, this is what we've got. My hair is still really wet, but we can now bring it down so it can dry. So, chaotic again. I will talk to you. chaotic again. Chaotic in entirely different ways to last time. I am now an hour and 28 minutes in on this recording. It's definitely not going to be that long on the video. But yeah, this is a very basic look with eyelashes just for a little bit of drama. Yeah. I'm having fun making makeup videos and stuff. So yeah, if you are enjoying it, god damn it. If you are enjoying it, and you're watching this on Patreon, hello Patreons. If you are enjoying this and you are watching it on YouTube, hello YouTube. I am Hyperfixatious. This has been my second makeup video doing a natural look. It's going to be on Patreon first, YouTube a week later, and I am so burnt out from doing this. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Saturday afternoon. I hope you do too. And yeah, lots of love. See you later.